Hello and welcome. And today's lesson we're going to look at one of my favourite topics, how to play over chords. It's referred to as double stops. That simply means that we play two notes simultaneously, and it's a great method to play through your chords for fills and most of the styles from blues, country. What I'll do before we get tuned up, I'll just play a little on the topic just to let you see, and then we'll dissect it and break it down and show you where all this stuff comes from. So what I'll do is I'll build up a groove just on a G7th chord, and we'll have a look at some of the possibilities. So we're going to look at that. Let's get tuned first of all. Here's my low E. The A string. The D. Or G. Or B, and finally the high E. That should be us. To start us off on this and how we perceive getting the double stops, we're going to look at two forms of a G dominant 7th chord. The E form and the D form. You should be now familiar with these from previous lessons, so just have a good look. G7th, E form and the D form. Now the first step we're going to do, not thinking about scales or modes or anything like that, we're just going to look inside the chord. If you look very closely at this form, we're going to take any two notes. Let's take strings 1 and 2, and you'll see that that will give you this shape. Let's back to our chord now. Let's look at strings 3 and 1. That will give you that shape. Let's get strings 4 and 2. 4 and 1. 4 and 3. As you can see, what I'm simply doing is extracting any two notes from the chord. Now what we'll do now is we'll go to the E form, and we'll do exactly the same thing. If we take away the chord, look at strings 1 and 2. Very simple shape. Strings 2 and 3. Strings 1 and 3. Strings 4 and 3. Strings 4 and 2. Strings 5 and 3. Strings 6 and 3. 6 and 4. In other words, you can start to see the picture now. What we're doing is actually, if you're in any doubt, go back to the chord shape, look inside it, and take any pair of notes. Now that would be the first step. So get familiar with just the dissecting the chord into two note segments. As many as you can find. It doesn't sound too musical yet, but we're going to put a few techniques in place that'll help you with that. Now the other movement would be a very, very common cliche. I call it falling down, getting back up. Just play the G7 chord, E form, and let your third finger drop. Now you could call this a C chord with a G bass, but it's just a movement. So fall down and get back. That was just a slight hammer on. Very common rhythm. You can see that falling down effect. That cliche is used in rock and roll and blues, a lot of other different styles too. Well, that fall down will also give us a few more double stops. It will give us strings, and they're all in a straight line. Strings 2 and 3, 4 and 2, or 4 and 3. So now we have another. Now, to start making them more musical, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to half step. That term simply means to slide into the two notes once we can see them clearly. Any of the two notes we've looked at, we can slide to them. Can you see it? There's the fall down, there's the slide into two notes. At first, just pick a few of your favourite ones, keep them simple, and gradually you build up your repertoire on them, that they become second nature to you when a chord's played. I'm just going to put a few of them together, and you may take these or use your own imagination with them. Let's look at that one. Let's try another one. Let's try another. These ones all happen to be sixth intervals. And another one.